My Hero Academia, the king of the ups and downs. We finally heat back up with the largest battle that's come to our front doorstep. In the Synapse review, we get to see Dabi at full force. All for One does what he does best, and much, much more. So let's get into it. Episode 8 of My Hero Academia gets straight into the action, and as you know, I am not disappointed. We know the bit about Dabi's backstory, but we get the entirety. In the beginning of this episode, it is not filler at all, so you don't have to worry about that. Dabi, aka Toya, is previously named because his flames are hotter than his brother Icy Hot and the now number one hero Endeavor, his dad. We also know that whenever he was young, Shoto was chosen over him, and old dad did not want him to be any part of the family, and we know that he didn't want him to be practicing with his flames. It was heavily implied that he wanted nothing to do with Dabi. What I got from it is Endeavor knew eventually both of his sons would outshine him. With that being said, he could control Shoto a lot better than he could with Dabi because Shoto, aka Icy Hot, has a good heart. There is pure desire and obsession with Dabi. He wants his dad's love and affection, and that is what is going to drive him to the edge as we see in episode 8. And it does deliver. As we unravel the depths to more of Dabi's backstory, we find out that he didn't die in the fire whenever he was trying to push past his limits. Actually, we find out that he burned off all of his senses and went full plus ultra. This is a double-edged sword and a large pill for Endeavor to swallow. All for One, who is lingering in the back, finds Dabi, puts him in a home for kids essentially. Endeavor, who went to find him in the forest and he thought he was dead, was wrong. It's sad, but it's kind of a relief for Endeavor because he gets a jail out of free card and he doesn't have to deal with Dabi anymore. But we already know Dabi ain't going out like that. You can see in this battle against Icy Hot, it is crazy. This episode for sure steals it in the part 3 series. Now, let's get to some spoilers. We also find out that the house of Dabi was sent to test himself, and we wanted to see how long he would live. They gave him 1 month in that house. Well, Dabi didn't go out that, and he is literally, with fire and fuel, a splash hate of Todoroki and the family. Those combinations are what kept him alive. These brothers fight tooth and nail, and they are going waka flocka flame hot. This is the best fight scene of the season, and it's the fight of the brothers. Everyone is on their heels, and he lets it all go. The big blue flame, they are truly showing Dabi's true power. Icy Hot, on the other hand, he's on the defensive the entire time. This battle scene was pure sensational. And you already know we're going to keep rolling with the punches. So they finally give the fans what we want and what we desperately needed, and that's some more of All for One. We have to remember, this is the final boss. This is the ultimate bad guy, and he is out there like a general, leading from the front. He knows to win, all he needs to make sure is that Tomura and him are leading the charge. And guess what? They do. The craziest thing about All for One is his intelligence. Now we know he can steal powers very similar to Shigaraki, but he always has a plethora of knowledge, and that is truly his true power. This is on full display with Hawks and Endeavor on the other side of him, and we get to see how much the heroes are truly outmatched. Episode 9 heats all the way up. But we have to go back to season 1 whenever him and All Might fought and truly appreciate the level to the game that no one is ever going to be as strong as All Might. Now, this battle between Hawks and All for One is intense, but All for One is constantly thinking of a plan. The way he plays out everyone and the way that he's able to defeat these people is just brilliant. With that being said, Endeavor has lost a son, and the other son who beat him, as implying that Shoto is now stronger than Endeavor. Dabi was stronger than Endeavor. Dabi got beat by Icy Hot. That means Icy Hot is truly stronger than Endeavor and now can claim the spot to being the number one hero. Endeavor's biggest downfall is his lack for his emotion, and he has an ego. Being the number one hero was essentially given to him after All Might's retirement. He doesn't feel like he earned it, and that is one thing that we do not like about Endeavor. That is one thing that's going to be his downfall. He has such a big ego that people see it and they don't respect him, and they will never love him as much as All Might. This is a very dense episode, and I had to watch it a couple times, especially a couple scenes when Endeavor was talking about Dabi, or when All for One was talking to Endeavor, belittling him. This shows because All for One is in Endeavor's head. In the middle of the battle with him and Hawks, All For One is belittling him. The two have to, lo and behold, on the power of All Might. And All For One is truly showing that. He taunts him over and over. This ends up leading to a devastating blow which knocks Endeavor out of the fight. And lo and behold, out of nowhere, some of the OG characters from Class 1A step up to assist Hawks. This part is great because you can see and smell true fear upon them. They're part of the class, but in All For One's own words, I know the fear you have. I know you thought this was going to be an extension of your class training. Well, it's not, and you're not up for it. That is just cold. That is what a true leader, a true general sounds like. All For One lets them know before they throw the first punch that he is leagues above them. It is so true, and hearing hits from him separates him from all the rest of the villains, and it shows why he is truly on another level. Episode 9 and 10 with my man All For One was epic. We got to see him use multiple quirks. We got to see him destroy the number 1 and number 2 and number 3 and all these different heroes get mopped. Some of the class kids get mopped. It is truly biblical how strong All For One is, and he is not afraid to show it. But that's it. We only got 2 of them. We're going to come back on episode 10, 11, and 12. This is DT Burdett. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm glad My Hero Academia is finally catching back up and they're dropping these heaters. These episodes are needed, and we are finally getting it. But that's the review. Comment below and tell me what episode y'all are on and what you think about season 7 so far. Again, appreciate y'all watching. We hit 200 subs. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll see y'all on the next one.